till the day I die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My ladies, short, tall, thin or wide, always down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion.
Hey everybody, I'm Tim, and this is my slider to start the show to let you, thank you. Hey everybody, I'm Tim, and welcome to Cigars Daily Live, coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona, with a colossal episode, one that we have been waiting for an eternity. Tonight, you are watching Cigars Daily Live 369.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah,
I didn't
we
even
are.
realize we were on that number.
Oh,
until
yeah,
you
I
just
actually
said it.
Yeah, we said it last week, and I'm excited.
I've been
I'm very
accused of
excited.
skipping a few episodes. I skipped like 363 through 365. Doesn't matter. Hey, my name is Tim. I'm the host of this show, and all of you watching at home, you're the co-host. Your comments and questions will drive this episode, and this is a big one because tonight it's Fuente Monday. Tonight it's the Opus-ode. It's amazing to think that in all the years of doing Cigars Daily, we've never done an episode about Opus. And you have to imagine the joy I feel when I find words that ring rhyme enough that I can mash them together like Opus-ode. Feels like it was meant to be. Tonight we are talking about one of the holy grails of the cigar world, one of the top tier, most talked about, most sought after, most beloved, most smoked, and in the opinion of some, most overhyped cigars that there is in the cigar industry. Sorry, Terrence just had a short stroke.
He's
which
trying
is
to
what that noise was.
knock over his throat goat trophy. He's trying to break that
You
thing.
know what? Oh, come on, man.
All right, my name is Tim. I'm the host of the show, and all of you watching at home, you're the I already said all that, didn't I? My name is Tim, and I can't do this show alone. I'm on like autopilot. If I could have just started the whole episode over again. I could never do this show alone. I would never do this show alone. So I have the best team on the planet helping me run this thing. Sitting behind the camera is Billy, the cock of the wall.
At least it's not the new one.
It's
so
not
I'll
the
take
new
it.
one, but I got to tell you, the new one's getting legs. The new one's getting legs. I'm
At least
thinking
10
about it.
legs.
8.
I'm thinking cock of the
Oh.
poopo.
That's
All right.
what you did there.
Sitting next to him is El Rey del Terran. Sometimes
How you
when
guys
these guys show up in a WWE, they're both going to have great introductions. I won't have so great of an introduction. I guess maybe I don't make fun of myself enough to come up with a lot of that stuff. Anyway,
Yeah, you're
Uh,
just a bully. You're just a face.
and sitting
heel.
third chair tonight, of course, is from Full House. There he is.
From Full House.
Family Matters and a couple of other 90s sitcoms. Your favorite dad.
I don't have the right melanin for Family Matters.
The melanin percentage is off.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you are not Uncle Phil.
That is Ryan, defender of the flat earth. There he is. He's a great man, and we're glad to have him here. By the way, there is an Opus sitting in your ashtray.
Look at that.
So, guys, we're talking a little bit about Opus tonight. Of course, I want to dive almost immediately into your comments. I see them coming in right now. Here's the deal. Arturo Fuente's Opus X. First of all, you got to talk about Arturo Fuente. If you Google, go to AI, go to Google, go to Bing. Ugh, if you're into
Bing.
that,
Ask
go to all those
Jeeves.
things and ask what are the top 5 cigars out there? Just say, what are the best cigars in the world? What are the most popular cigars in the world? Arturo Fuente will, without a doubt, appear on any list from any publication, any search that you do, and even the lists of individual aficionados out there who love premium cigars in the world that it's in, because Arturo Fuente is time-tested, renowned, and their leaf is second to just about none. And among all of the Arturo Fuente cigars that are out there, the pinnacle, the apex, the top of the pyramid, if you will, is the Opus. which, by the way, is just a ridiculous line of cigars because there's so many opuses. Terrence and I.
Is it
This
Opie?
is not Terrence. This is not the moment for what we were talking about this week. Please. But what is the plural of opus? We said could be opi, opuses, and then Terrence said something that I'm not going to repeat on the internet.
Neither will I, because this should pop up on my mom's timeline somewhere.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay. Good. All
it's-
right, excellent. It's an after party thing.
Yeah.
There's so many different opus cigars out there that it's like hard to keep your arms around it. I imagine Terrence is more acquainted with it than I am. But I don't know if yeah, that's it. Lorcan put it down there pretty much exactly.
Yeah,
he pretty much got exactly what you said. Thank you. There's so many different opuses out there. So what I am holding in my hand right here is the Opus X, and they call it the Fuente Opus X, which I guess it's so good you got to say it twice. But this is the one Terrence has a picture of right here. This is the Opus. It's the traditional Opus. It's your entry gateway Opus cigar. But then there's like opuses that go a little off the rails. They've just done the Opus 20th anniversary, which Terrence has one of those. There's there's certain sizes and shapes of the Opus, like the Shark and the 888, that are very special. But then there's like the Opus Angel Share and the Destino Al Siglo and the
Oro Oscuro.
Yeah.
There's pretty soon. There's the Lost City, Forbidden 13.
Thank you, Terrence. A lot of them.
There's a lot.
And there's a lot to know about Opus. We're going to talk about a little bit of that tonight, but I want to jump over to all of your comments. First, foremost, let's do that. Billy, what do the fine people say? Will you read this one?
Yeah, let's do some reading.
This is from Richard Rasgusa. Is this episode way more financially out of my range to actually watch?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
So right now, just to be clear, I want to take a poll around the room, because this is I said Opus it's the high end, it's the most sought after the cigar people, and a lot of people say it's the most overhyped cigar there is, because Opus is, being a top tier cigar, it's well, they ain't cheap, I'll tell you that much. Now, only about half the people in this room have ever had an Opus before. You could probably guess, myself and Terrence both have had our share of Opuses. Tonight is Billy, the cock of the walk. It's his first Opus.
So I said that,
ever had.
and then I think at one point
Here he go. He don't want to be one of the newbies at it.
No. I can't remember for sure, but I feel like I came in one Saturday to help you with something,
Did I have one for you?
and I think you had one for me, but it doesn't like stand out. So
Oh,
yeah,
you're
Blue's
saying
like-
Opus don't stand?
Yeah, I handed the
Ooh,
Opus to Billy, and he was like, "This is crap. Give me something else."
where are those roots at?
Hazelnut? Where there's no hazelnut
There's
anywhere.
no ways.
All right,
I
and
need it
Ryan,
infused.
Ryan, defender of the flat Earth, you have not had one before, am I
I've
right?
definitely never had one.
All right,
I'm about to.
you're about to. All right, we
haven't-
got to take the camera off of
Okay,
him so
okay,
he can
okay,
do his
okay.
thing.
Yet.
Yeah, and so part of the perception of the cigar is that they're like ultra super duper expensive, but that's actually, believe it or not really the case, at least anymore. I mean, authentically, the value of an Opus cigar has not increased proportionately to the rest of the market over the years. So while an Opus used to be, I think, more on the high end of the price range of cigars, it's now in line with what I would think are most special occasion cigars that are more expensive. I'll say this, though. There are regular production catalog cigars coming out at PCA that are more than any Opus I can think of.
How many cheeseburgers could I get?
Where are we getting these burgers from, Billy?
Let's get them from Five Guys.
Like 2 cheeseburgers.
That's not bad.
We're talking about 2 Five Guys cheeseburgers. You're into an Opus.
All right.
And you might even have yourself like a nice little lighter on the side. I don't know. Get yourself an Opus and a lighter, or 2 cheeseburgers. Let's keep the comments rolling. This one's from Chris CPU.
Whoa.
The wife never lets me Opus.
This could be taken a few different ways.
I'm trying
Lord
to put
Opus,
that one
please.
through the mud. Lord Opus with this episode. Opus, get through this.
Oh no.
Well, you should talk to her about that. Tell her to watch this episode. People who love each other Opus each other a lot. I'm not really even sure what we're referencing on that. I did not put that together. It's like when someone asks you to say online, you see like the news. There's like news bloopers, and they're like, "Happy birthday to Mike Hunt." Okay. Matthew Vassar says, "Legitimately, I legitimately know a guy. I got a friend. His name is Michael Hunt. I kid you not. And I'm going to tell you this because I'm super proud of it. He married my wife's friend, and I told them at their wedding, when you guys have a child, regardless of what that child is, please name that child York. York can be a boy's name or a girl's name. Think about it. Let's keep going." Billy, what do you got? Basil Rosa says, in a crawfish season, besides Opus, what's y'all go-to cigar after a delicious crawfish boil? Hey-oh! There we go.
So you got to have something that stands up to spice.
Yeah.
Terrence has to have something that stands up to an adrenaline shot.
Hey.
No, you can have crawfish, can't you? It's just
Yeah.
it's just nuts.
Just because something has a shell doesn't mean I'm allergic to
I just
it.
assume that Terrence is allergic to everything.
Yeah.
I
has
asked
a
him if he
shell
was
he's
allergic
allergic
to
to.
coconuts once.
Are you allergic to coconuts?
No, it's just like nuts
I
and
would have asked
legumes.
that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Just
It
because
does
it's
have
the name Cocoa Nut don't mean whatever. Anyway,
It grows on a tree, and you never know. I mean, peanuts, you're allergic to those, and those are on
they're a
trees.
legume, but
Right, those
still,
aren't even nuts.
and also cashews, but still, those things are
With your
very
history,
good.
it's just safer to ask. That's all.
honest question. Are you allergic to these nuts?
You know what? If I answer that question, they'll know what I did to get this job.
Yeah, all right. We're adults. Hey, let's keep going.
So, Crawdad boy, what kind of cigar you think I'm gonna hold up today?
Dude, I would be going for something with some spice. I might even go with something from Espinosa Cigars.
Oh,
You know what? Luck has it. As luck has it, I've been going on and on about this. You know, this weekend, Saturday coming up, is going to be a DailyCon. And my very good friend Eric Espinosa is going to be out here at the Cigars Daily HQ, pictured here, standing cross-armed in front of a city of some sort. Not Phoenix, because there's water near this city. Is that Chicago or is it New York? Doesn't matter. This is
Atlanta, Vegas.
it's Billy. Billy just turned around and looked at the wall hanging behind him
That's
to make sure
Chicago.
it wasn't the same city as
Yeah.
the one in the blanket. Nice. I've been showing you
using my
guys. Speaking of
resources.
spicy, Ian says craw diddy. Speaking of spicy cigars to smoke after you've had a nice fish boil, I guess a crawfish boil.
You ain't
I've
never
been
had a seafood boil before, Tim?
No, not on this side of the Mississippi. I've been showing these pictures of what I hope will come this weekend. So first of all, you can learn more about DailyCon on the Community on Cigars Daily Plus, where we're going to go for the after party, but also on Rumble, where this episode is streaming right now. And there are, in fact, people over there right now. I've also been showing you pictures of this cigar. It is called the Mercielago Echo Hail. Now, these are cell phone screenshots that I get from the guys over at Espinosa. Jack Tarano, who is, sort of VP to Eric Espinosa's P, they send me these as they get them. So this is the box lid. I showed you guys the actual cigar as we tried to decide where the foot band was going to go, and did the band look good, and we're going to use a foot band or a secondary band. And then even the box's lid interior, which on a computer looks very much like this. But lo and behold, as fortune would have it, on our Opus-ode tonight, we actually got in our very first Mercielago Echo Hail boxes. They came today.
Yeah.
I literally had somebody out there who came in today, and I was like, look at this. And I opened the box. It was a bunch of AJ Fernandez cigars. And I was like, I love AJ Fernandez cigars, but I was like, shucks, I really wanted that to be the Echo Hail. And then later on, there they were. So I thought we'd do an unboxing right here, right now together so I could show this to you guys. But if I was going to a crawfish bar, I'd bring me some Echo Hails right along with me. And I'm pretty sure the wrench is going to be on here pretty soon saying you better bring some of those home or don't come home. What do
I
we
got a couch for you, Tim.
I got a couch
Why
for
are we talking like this now?
Because
I
we're
think
doing
we should do it
crawfish
until we
boil.
get to a crawfish boil.
All right, we talking like this till we get to a crawfish boy. How about that?
What's yeah, Billy, keep the comments coming. So the box looks really good. It's got the actual Mercielago box seal sticker on it.
That's cool.
Which I really appreciate. The lid does say Echo Hail. How's the
Same
centering on
everything.
that look to you guys?
Oh boy, you ready for some comments?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go for some comments.
It's off center from Corey B.
And then I don't know if he's saying, is it straight Billy as a question about the box, or if they're
How
asking
would Billy
if-
be someone who knows whether something's straight or not?
we all know what he do in his recreational time.
We
all right?
know.
we know.
I'm not allergic.
This
to
is
nuts.
not staying lit. I'm not doing a very good job of keeping it lit. Okay. So let's keep cruising through this. Keep grabbing some comments there,
Yeah,
Billy.
keep on-
Get 'em when we go.
We'll hang out over here, Billy, with the camera.
Ooh, okay. We got a Daily Con question. This is
Alrighty.
for me. This is Rick Lacey. Billy, as a CEO, did you get the same catering company as last time?
You did.
Yes, I did. Yes, of course.
You did.
Yeah,
The award-winning catering company, Tom and Lynn Catering. Of
Yes.
course, you got that company. You're not an idiot.
I'm not an idiot.
You also, just because you guys know Billy's the CEO, and of course he planned every aspect of Daily Con and not me, wasn't sitting there on Saturday at lunch and mentioned porta potties, remembering that they didn't get the porta potties, and then run into the office and call the porta potty company and say, I need 2 porta potties for a week from now. But that's now secured on lockdown. So they're going to be
All
there.
right, good.
It was
And-
a little earlier than lunch, by the way. You were like,
That was
Was
in
it?
the morning. That was in the morning. Yeah.
yeah,
I was
it
explaining to somebody what it works and everything that's there, and he literally looked at me and was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Like
Like,
he had the face of somebody that's like, I
Oh,
can't believe I
no.
left the stove running.
yeah. No, straight up. All right. So there you go. So listen, this is not. Yeah, it's not centered. Listen, I'm pretty sure that Espinosa, I made a mock-up file, okay, on my computer where I literally cut out the bat from like a JPEG I found on the internet, or I grabbed a picture of the box and I put this on the front and I put that on the front and I was like, this is kind of the idea of what I want the box front to look like. And I think they made it look exactly like that.
Just
So
ran with it.
It's going to be the first boxes that you have will be collectibles, right? You're just going to have a bunch of collectible boxes that are misprints.
you think I'm going to go back and fix this? Is that what you're saying? Like that the next run of these boxes is going to be correct? I think that's adorable. All right.
I guess
all right,
all
here we go.
boxes will
First
be
look at the
collectible.
inside. Now, here's another complaint. Yeah, look at that right there.
Mm.
So the inside of the box lid, this is where it really opens up to what the Echo Hail is all about. And that is orange. So I did this orange, and this is my other big complaint. First of all, it's a lot of orange, guys. But I think that when you taste this cigar, you're gonna be like, orange was an okay color for this packaging. I don't know why. Yeah, Dan shaking his head. He had one. This box lid is red. And there was a bit of a stink about me not being allowed to use red for the actual badging of the cigar. I wanted like a metallic red, like band, like sort of like the original Mercielago has. And then they were like, no, we're not going to do that for you. We got red reserved for another project. And I was like, who is it? Abe over at Smoke Inn, that bastard. I actually love that guy.
The best.
This right here, I think a winning presentation. You can see it with the cigars in it right there. Came out really great. I want to take some comments from the fine people at home, and I'm going to leave this out because I'm probably going to light it up in a little bit.
Unfair.
All right, we got one for Terrence.
Oh, one for me. All right. What's going on?
Crypto Fins.
What?
What's the throat goat's favorite opus?
Yes, I like Forbidden 13.
There we go. The goat is spoken.
Can you speak more into why the goat likes the Forbidden 13?
Yeah, so it's going to have some of the more sweeter nuances. The goat thing side, right? So it's gonna have some more sweetness to it. Opus is known to be a little bit funky when it comes to the Dominican tobacco. Some people think it comes more as an anise or a licorice kind of flavor profile coming on to it. But when it comes to that Forbidden 13, that one has a little bit more sweetness, a little bit of that funkiness toned down, and I really do enjoy it. And depending on what year the release was, Lost City isn't too bad either. But I'm not very like super in depth with Opus.
I've been a big Angel Share fan. I know that question was specifically you and specifically not for me, but Angel Share has always been a favorite of
One
mine.
of their like few Connecticut rappers, by the way. So
Yeah.
that's on, especially like if you smoked it years ago, back when you were into milder things, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Here's a couple of very interesting things that you didn't know about Opus. There is an article on Cigar Aficionado called 10 Things to Know About Fuente Opus X, which is the proper name for the cigar, Fuente Opus. By the way, if we ever did a daily edition Opus X, I'm not saying I'm going to try to do that.
Oh my gosh. No,
It
no,
would-
because now that you said it, I'm gonna get calls about it.
It would definitely be called the throat goat piss. The throat goatness.
And now it
goat
sounds
piss.
like throat goat piss. There we go. Yeah.
The throat goat piss.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. It's a working title. Some things you didn't know about Fuente. This is in Cigar Aficionado. Fuente Opus X is all about the wrapper. It's a commonly held belief that high quality wrapper can be grown in the Dominican Republic. Carlos Fuente Sr. set out to prove this notion wrong, and he did. Grown at Chateau de la Fuente Tobacco Farm, the dark oily Corojo Cuban seed wrappers define the Opus X blend. Let's see. They're less than you think. There's a lot of dollar numbers in there. I can't possibly say those
How many
things.
cheeseburgers?
How many cheeseburgers?
Two fast food burgers in the 90s. They originally weren't sold west of the Mississippi River. Seems kind of prejudiced to me. Let's see. The band has a meaning. Let's see. The intricate band has a series of symbols, and every aspect of its design represents something Fuente, something important to Fuente. They're made at Fjorddag Premium Printing in the Netherlands and represent some of the highest quality cigar bands available today. Yeah, this is like one little known thing. There's like only a few places in the world that are really big for printing cigar rings. One of them is Action Label in Florida. One of them is Cigar Rings in Nicaragua. And then there's that one Borgie over in the Netherlands.
Is that what Swedish Chef did after you got off of?
Yeah, he went and printed cigar rings.
yeah.
Borgie.
He couldn't make ends meet being a chef, so
He's got
he
the
had to-
chickens with him. I like
Mhm.
it.
There we go.
All right. I got to say, this is well balanced. This is a very, very crystal clean flavor. And once again, for a special occasion cigar, what I'm looking for is that refinement, that double cask aged, super smooth. You know, when you go, you get that scotch, that bourbon, that whiskey, and you get the extra like 18-year aged one, and you take a sip, and there's just no bite. There's no fire in the belly. It just goes down super smooth, but there's all that flavor. It's the cigar equivalent of that flavor. And I'm curious about what people think about Opus out there, because there's the crowd that's like, man, it's overhyped, but that crowd thinks everything is overhyped. And then there's the crowd that's like, no, Opus stands on its own as a great brand. I think this carries a lot of that refinement and does a spectacular job doing it. But I want to hear from Ryan now, who's just now getting into his. You were just looking at it as you were doing it.
Yeah, I was trying to do a retro hail there. It's good. It's like you said, it's got good flavor and it's real smooth.
What can you tell us? Any notes that you're getting?
I can't yet. I'm
Okay.
not quite there yet.
There we
I
go.
usually don't really get like big notes till the last third.
I feel that.
That's fair.
All right. What do we have more comments? I heard a click from a mouse somewhere.
Oh, we got all the comments.
All right, I want to slam through some. I got more things about Opus I can tell you guys. You can learn more about these on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. You can also learn about them on Rumble, where we'll be going for the after party in just a little bit. Let's see, Billy, what is happening in the comments, my friend?
Just so we're all on the same page. I 1 Five Guys burger in Phoenix is like $12, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So 2 to 3 Five Guys burgers, and again, depending on the Opus, the prices vary pretty dramatically.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
if you find a
two-
Dubai somewhere, that's gonna be a couple more burgers than a regular.
All right,
Opus,
here we
so
go.
yeah.
Extra
Speaking of
burgers.
the Dubai,
Oh god.
Mike Diffenborough. I have an Opus X 20th anniversary and a Dubai currently aging. My
Likewise.
question is, should I smoke them now or age them and see how it goes? Dude, that's a philosophy question. That's philosophical stuff right there.
Like.
I think that you should, if I was in your shoes, if I had an Opus, what did he say it was?
You know what you should do?
Opus
Dubai
20th anniversary, yeah,
20th.
and a Dubai. You know what you should do? Here's what I would do if I had them. I would set them in the humidor, start aging them, and then I would just look down the road a little bit and pick a couple special occasions. And like people talk about the big special occasions, like when you get married or when you have a kid or when your kid gets married. And like there are tons of special occasions like in the world. Like you got a bonus at work,
Yeah.
you know, like you got a dog. I don't know.
You survived Daily Con.
You survived Daily Con. I survived Daily Con. You bringing the whiskey, by the way? Thank you. I will be having a whiskey after Daily Con. No, it was rum. It was rum that you had. That was one of the most.
whiskey.
Was
It was Smoke
whiskey?
Wagon. Oh.
Didn't matter. I drank whatever. Dan was here and he handed me something after Daily Con and said, "Drink this," and I drank it without looking. It was great. Anyway, there are lots of special occasions in life. And I think that you could look forward and pick one or two special occasions and then go through them. Like enjoy, use them to stamp a moment. I was listening to a guy online today who was talking about money. And he's like, there's 5 things people do with money. They spend it, they save it, they give it away, they invest it, and he had one other one. I don't remember what it was. Oh,
Strippers.
they use it to buy
Van Buren.
strippers.
Van Buren, where he's a regular.
They use it to buy memories. You take your family to go do things and you create memories with people. And I think that that's what cigars are really about. Like
Yeah.
cigars are about stamping a moment in time, whether it's a big success. And these cigars, Opus, are designed to be the cigars. Can you put my Opus up there for this soapbox that I'm about to stand on?
There we go.
These are designed to be cigars that are for stamping a moment, that are for like putting a placeholder in your life and remembering something that you accomplished, or as you accomplish something. I think that that's something that's relatively easy to do. Even if you just set a simple goal and go do it. I think finishing a project around the house that has been sitting around half done for 6 months is a good reason to light up a great special occasion cigar. And your wife will be happy too.
There we go.
In fact, you could look at her and say, I had to get this Opus so that I could finish that damn thing that you keep nagging me about. And then you'd be fine. She'd be like, oh, I'm so glad you got it then. All right, let's keep going. What else is going on in the comments? Singer says, a few months ago, I tried an Opus. I wasn't really impressed. Should I try it again? I don't want to sing all of this guy's comments, but since his name is Singer, I kind of feel like I want to. And I know watching at home how annoying that is to listen to, but I'm gonna sing them all. All right, second try on an Opus. Is it worth it, guys? He didn't like it the first time. And before I give it over to you guys, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Opus and a lot of the top tier special occasion cigars share this common feature, in that the way that they're blended is more or less, even though it's refined and it's smooth and it's balanced and it's good, they're blended to be more attainable, less of like, there's not much about these things that could offend the senses. So to some aficionados, they may seem to fall flat. If you're used to really complex or really powerful cigars, a lot of pepper and spice, you're not going to find as much of that stuff easily attainable with some of the top shelf, top tier cigars. So it can be easy to feel like those are super overhyped when you try them. And to you, they don't seem as interesting as a cigar that's, you know, like the Echo Hail, a custom project that was designed to be as interesting as it was possibly could be. And so I get that perspective on it a lot. So he didn't like the cigar. Billy, you go first. Billy's laughing at something else.
There's been a couple funny comments in here. When you guys are all enjoying not your cigars because we don't smoke them,
No,
Of course not.
but I'm reading. I'm doing my job here.
Okay.
Yeah, I would try it again. I
Okay.
mean, there's enough hype around it that I think it deserves a second chance.
Okay.
I think later on he mentioned that he had burnt out his palate that day. So I think I have rough. I didn't burn my palate out. I had all very neutral foods, not knowing this is happening today.
Mhm.
So I'm getting a good experience from it.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, Terrence, you keep going.
I would say this is where I'm gonna put on my nerd hat and just say, snag a couple more, put them away. There are some circles out there that say Opus isn't ready to smoke out of the factory. As soon as it ends up at a B&M or wherever you get it from, it's not ready. They say it's in a sick period, blah, 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 fermentation, whatever. These guys know more about tobacco than even me. And I just kind of listen to them because I want to learn more about tobacco. And so they're like, Opus is perfect around a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line once it's been in your humidor for a while. And so, again, if you burnt out your palate, and I saw that you say you don't judge after only one smoke, give it a
nerd.
But anyway, like give it about a year, and then one of those special occasions come by, you're like, you know what? On Saturday, I'm going to eat mild. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to smoke too many cigars, and I'm going to give it that one. I'm going to smoke my 1 year Opus and see what that does for you. And having that couple cheeseburgers in the humidor is going to be tempting, but it might be worth it down the road.
Terrence, you said that they're not ready to smoke right when they come out of the factory.
Some people say, I don't believe that.
So, and easy peasy says, so then why doesn't the factory just hold on to them? Any factory's got exactly the same goal. They want the cigars to be ready to go when they ship, and they do hold on to them. After they roll them, they hold them for like 40 to 90 days. It's a little different with each factory, how long it is. The typical standard for a high production factory, I think, is going to be around 40, 45 days. So they do hold on to them to put them in the wicking room and let them off gas. But when they get to, the brick and mortar, they're ready. But then, you find guys that are like, no, this isn't going to be ready for another 3 or 4 months. That's totally a matter of opinion.
Yep.
Most people don't feel that way.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of people who are into cigars don't even have a collection at home where they take the cigars and they go put them in their humidor and look at them for 4 months before they light them up. Like, a lot of guys just go in and get the cigars they're going to have that week. They don't there are a lot of guys who don't want to care for a humidor, and for probably a lot of the people watching this show, caring for a humidor is like a big part of the fun of taking care of cigars, unless your humidor is a gigantic pain in the ass, which some of you are looking at the screen right now.
I would say definitely try a second one, because there's been several times where I'll go grab one where I know I love it, and I'll have it, and I'm like, that just doesn't say this what it normally does to me. And then the next time I smoke it, I'm like, there it is. That's the one I was looking for. So maybe it was just not an off day for you. So I would definitely try it at least the second time.
Cigar Watches and Coffee says, try everything at least twice. One to test, one to test.
There we go.
One to test again.
All right, Billy, keep them coming, man.
Tim, I need you to put your Dr. Mario hat on.
Oh, it's me.
Yep. And he didn't specify
Does this
here.
person just have an Italian last name?
No. Once you read it, you'll know why you have your Dr. Mario hat on.
Denim.
And he didn't specify here, so take privilege with how you want to go with this.
Denim.
Do I need to read it first?
No, you're fine.
Lance Williams. I smoke 4 to 6 a day. Other than slow down, is there anything I can eat or drink that will help with cutting down the numbness of my cheeks?
He didn't specify which cheeks.
You're smoking them wrong.
So I think
I'm still trying to figure out where the hell Mario fits into what is happening
because it's
here.
a medical question.
Oh,
And
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario.
I'm sorry. It's me, Dr. Mario.
He's not a real doctor.
Not a doctor. He did not mention which cheeks. So
He didn't say 4 to 6 what?
I smoke 4 to 6 a day. Other than slowing down, is there anything I can eat or drink that will help with cutting down on the numbness of my cheeks?
Because you smoke 4 to 6.
So his butt's numb and he's a murderer.
I would say, I don't know. My cheeks don't get numb. I don't do that much.
Maybe it's the way he's drawing, I'm assuming.
Deborah Slaughter. She says it's a great question for the throat thing. Terrence, how do we deal with cheek numbness? Her cheeks might. Let's just say they're a little raw. What do we
My
do to deal with
cheeks are a
that?
little raw.
Try some bourbon.
I'm sorry.
Dry preparation H from Singer, and I couldn't agree more. Thank you. I don't know. I authentically, I get like my palate just gets worn out. That's the number one thing that I get. Like across the tongue, it just my tongue like. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. Smoking 40, that's about how many cigars I smoke a day. And at times it's like my tongue feels a little ashy and just like my palate's wiped out and like I'm not going to be able to taste very much. I just take a little break, like a day. Like I take it like a day off.
Yeah.
Like it's not like for me, that's typically Sunday. I'm with my family. I hang out. We just do something else. And then Monday morning when I get back, I'm ready for that first cigar and it's like off to the races again.
I wonder if he's got tighter draws. And he's like working his cheeks too much to like his jaw muscles. Terrence. He's not the peanut butter girl, so he doesn't have
Wow. Oh no.
Oh boy. The wrench is on. She says, apparently we're all adults in this chat. I'm surprised we haven't gotten any wrench comments about the box sitting on my table here.
You're stage right. Yeah.
So I will tell you guys this. Yeah, she did say that. The wrench says sometimes you have a cigar with your wife on Sundays. That is true. We'll go out, have a fire in the backyard, have a cigar together. I will say though, and I feel bad about this. Allison asked me if I can have a cigar with her far more frequently than I actually do. And I don't do it because I'm looking at her. I'm like, hey, we can't right now because of XYZ, or I got to go to bed or something like that. You know what it is? I got a headache. Yeah. I have to wash my hair. So it's a problem.
That's a wow.
Gordon Freeman says them cheeks need better work-life balance. Yeah, boy, did they ever. All right. Let's keep cruising.
No other comments came in from him. So I think he's just like, I'm out of here.
I don't like this. My cheeks don't like it. We're leaving. Taking my cheeks and we're out of here. All right.
All four of them.
Tommy says that I'm a terrible husband. Sometimes the wife has a cigar in the bedroom without you, from Sean D. Turner. That's true.
That's some instigator stuff right there, man. Come on.
That's wrong. Yeah. I don't appreciate that at all. All right. Cigars Watches Coffee says, what's the story behind Rare Pink? Why the name and color? Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something that I have learned in the cigar industry. Carlito Fuente is crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a crazy guy.
Yep.
I've not spoken with him. We've not met each other. I've only seen him on other podcasts and stuff. And my first impression of the guy is that I like him a lot.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why we've never like hooked up and done any content or anything like that. We probably will probably do something like that and have a Fuente episode or something like that. That would be a lot of fun. But yeah, he's a character. I don't know what's behind the Rare Pink cigar.
While you pull that, I got some
Yeah.
comments.
Maybe want to go in incognito mode there, Tim.
Yeah.
The wrench says,
Allison, do not check my browser history later, please. It's a tribute to breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, a portion of the sales benefiting breast cancer research. I'm not going to lie. That's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Although
I knew about the breast cancer part, but
spookily close to what I thought it was. Just a lot better. Let's keep going. Allison says, Echo Hill. That's right. Tonight we did the very first unboxing of Espinosa's Mercielago. You don't have to put the picture up.
I put
I'm
the picture up.
stroking the box in front of you. The Echo Hill has arrived. It's here. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And my love, I will have one for you. And I will have one with you. That is my promise.
No, you're
not tonight, though. I have a headache. All right.
You got to wash your hair.
I got to wash my hair. Keep it going. Mark D says, I just wiped down my humidor. How long should I wait before I put my cigars back in? Here's a humidor question for everyone at home. Let's say you've taken all your cigars out. You wipe down the inside of the humidor. You're going to do this with some distilled water. The inside of your humidor is almost definitely made of wood and is not a thermoelectric humidor, because then I just want to be super clear about this. If you have a thermoelectric humidor, wiping down the shelves inside is not something you ever want to do. So, Mark, if you don't have a thermoelectric, then we're good. If you do have an electric one, you're sitting there looking at your humidor and looking at the TV being like, son of a bitch, what have I done? The truth be told, you're going to want to, like, it's a little different for every humidor. Get a digital hygrometer, put it in there. If you got a Bluetooth one, even better. And then monitor that humidity and watch it to come down to the level where you're super happy with it. If it's around 70%, let it come back to around 70% and then put your cigars back in it. But it's going to be totally different. I can't tell you like a time stamped, like wait 3 days and put them back in or anything like that. But that should help you get to where you want to be.
There we go.
All right, Billy, I want the comments. I want good ones. And then we need to do a pick of the week. This one's from Whiskey Gin. He says, is that a 20 count box? Yes, it is. 20 count box with a little Cigars Daily logo on the back. It's super small. Jim looked at it and he's like, that's too small. And I was like, you are correct. It was a super bummer.
I think it's pretty huge if you ask me.
Hey-o, thank you. Let's dive into a segment we do every single week on this show called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. I want to honor some people this week who have accomplished amazing things within the Cigars Daily Nation. You guys are amazing. You do amazing things. But first of all, I need to feel venerated a little bit, okay? I need to come clean. I've come clean about this before, and keep dropping your cigar comments and questions. And I'm just going to really quick touch on this with the wrench. No, I am not bringing you a box of Echo Hails. She says, are you bringing me a box home? We need clarity and witnesses. I told somebody here earlier today that this show is how Allison finds out about most things that go on, not just in Cigars Daily, but in our family. I mean, we really don't talk that much.
Does she know DailyCon is this Saturday?
Yeah, honey, DailyCon is this Saturday.
We need you here.
I need you to go buy a ticket.
Oh my!
I'm just kidding.
Sorry, you're not on the list.
I will have some of these for you, but most likely not an entire box. But I also love you
made
very
her
much,
mad.
and I value you. Yeah, how dare you? I know. Okay, back to the pick of the week. I need to feel venerated. I got to be honest. I've spent a long time judging the hell out of you people.
What do you mean, you people?
I couldn't
You
get
people,
it out fast
I know.
enough.
Yeah, you
That's
people.
what she said.
When you post pictures online of cigars with an energy drink, I did this for years. It was like I saw a cigar next to a Monster energy drink, and I just was like, that's garbage. That person's garbage. Their palate doesn't know anything. They're an idiot. And I would go to the mods and be like, kick them out of the Facebook group.
Oh my!
No, that's a joke. I didn't really do that. Then I started doing it. And now you guys have noticed for now, probably a couple of years, I have an energy drink every single episode paired with whatever cigar that I have. And I typically drink this same energy drink for the most part. And I feel venerated now. Take a look at this first picture from the Cigars Daily Nation Facebook group. This one is from Jeff G. He says, Tim H. Swanson, I take back every negative thought I had about you drinking energy drinks with cigars. This is quite the combo. And what he has there is a daily edition Diesel Desert Walker, one of, if not the finest of cigars, along with a Celsius sparkling watermelon energy drink.
Solid.
Now, this is exactly the kind of thing that I at one time would have judged the hell out of someone for doing and said, you fool, you fool. But now I'm on board, and I'm really glad that Jeff G is on board. I also want to pay homage to some people who have done incredible things. And first, I'm rearranging these, Terrence.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, we're going to go to the next one right there.
Okay.
This is about Opus. We want to dive back into this topic of Opus. This one is from Grant M. He said, figured I'd smoke through one of my Opus X's, which is not a bad way to pluralize Opus X. Opus X's. Since I got a new box, and this is the first one I've had when the ash on any cigar stick the whole way through. Not that the ash had anything to do with it, but what an amazing smoke. He's got an unbelievably long ash that clearly lasted the entire cigar. And I've got to give a lot of props to Grant for this one very specific reason. If you've got a cigar that's maintaining an extremely long ash, there's a special kind of anxiety that comes from taking the ring off that cigar.
Mm-hmm.
The ash is super long. You're looking at it. It's looking at you. It's like, should I fall? And you're like, please don't fall. And then you go to like tear the band off the cigar. And if you get
a
it
little
done,
bit of wrapper leaf comes off or something.
a little bit of wrapper leaf comes off. You're like, I can deal with that. This right here, masterful job. Almost as masterful as this next one right here. This picture is from Ricky F. Ricky is sitting in a camo jacket. You can barely see him. He said,
Yeah, I got to squint for that.
did my own thing today. Had to ash it because my fingers were burning, but it was also finished. He's got what appears to be a Toro cigar a single ash all the way down to the nub. And you can tell here that I don't think this guy cheated on the long ash contest.
Because it's going upwards and slightly to the
because it's curving. The ash is curving. I would think that if he did what most long ash cheaters do, and they shove a toothpick down into the cigar, that's one way to cheat at a long ash contest, and it is reprehensibly wrong to do.
It's like corking a bat.
Yeah, I would say maybe he cheated, but no, I think Ricky's on the level. So congratulations. There it is. Keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below.
No way he wasn't looking at the sky those last few puffs.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the
Making
the
sure-
long
hoping
ash
it
is
doesn't-
when guys hold the cigar up with the ash pointing up, and they bring the cigar
like,
up like this.
Don't fall my eye. Don't fall my
Don't
eye.
follow my eyes. Don't follow my eyes, dear God. Yep. Okay. Keep it going. That looks just like my Frankie P. Gotcha, Frankie. What's going on with you, Lighter? Billy, read me a couple of these comments. Let's get through a few of these. I want to get as many of these people's comments as we can. Let's honor the commenters.
Mike Deffenbach says got a little English on it. Terrence, that's a pool term.
I don't know.
Did you read the comment?
Yeah, I read it.
What do we have another?
I don't know
comment?
why Terrence is laughing at that one so much. Tim, will you go into the starred selections and see if you can read cheesecake maker? Please. All right. For this, I have one for Terrence. Where did I
Why
go? Oh,
me?
here we
What
go.
did I break?
Because you like coffee, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
And you like cigars?
Yeah.
This is from M. Jaime, Long Range Drifter. What do you recommend with a Cuban coffee? Hola, from Miami.
Why'd you say the H in Ola?
Hola.
Hola.
I'm white, Terrence.
I get it, but anyway, a smoke to go with Cuban coffee. So it's like basically nothing but espresso and like 9 packets of sugar. I would say something that's going to be really, really bold, but still has a good amount of complexity and smoothness to it, if that makes any sense to you. Going to definitely just go straight off and say Ramon Ayones from AJ Fernandez. I think that chocolatey, almost cocoa-like flavor notes that you get with that was going to just pair perfectly with the Cuban coffee. And then another one would probably be the Herrera Esteli Brazilian Maduro, where that's also going to be another one of those chocolatey cigars that holds up really well. It has some nuances that you might be able to get more nuances out of the coffee and vice versa, if that makes sense. But yeah.
Okay. You can take that comment, Billy. Go for it.
All right.
Go right ahead there, buddy.
Is this fair game moving forward for these kind of questions?
I mean, I don't know what kind of question that is, so I'm not sure what to say about it.
We'll talk after the show.
Okay. Cheesecake maker, who we can only pray to God, does exactly what his name says, or her name. Listen, or her name.
They work at
Okay.
the Cheesecake Factory for sure.
No, it doesn't have to be the Cheesecake Factory. It could be another cheesecake establishment. There are lots of them. CEO Billy.
Is this kind of like when Ryan thought a cutting fee is when a shop cuts a cigar for you? Only people who can make cheesecakes work at the Cheesecake Factory.
What do you mean you don't work at Cheesecake Factory? You're a cheesecake maker. Damn it.
There's nobody else to make cheesecakes other than them. They're the factory.
The factory where they do that sort of thing. CEO Billy, do Daily Con attendees get to try the Echo Hail?
We put the camera on me. I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
Here, you need this.
Thank you. There you go.
I'll allow it.
Why is your dubbing just like an effeminate flip of the wrist? I'll allow it. All right. It will be at DailyCon. That's why I've been saying coyly that it's my first chance to get a look at this. Obviously, I'm getting a look at it before DailyCon, but it will be present. The Echo Hail will be present along with Eric Espinosa. It's going to be jamtastic, and every part of it's going to be amazing. Don't miss out on that. Learn more about DailyCon and the tickets and all of that. This is the last time I'm going to talk about DailyCon until next week, when I actually probably will talk about it again. But I'll be showing Easy Peasy says all hail Queen Billy. I'll be showing video from DailyCon at the next Cigars Daily Live. So if you don't get to make it out to that, yes, Queen Billy from Jimmy Hager. You will get to. Don't put Deborah's comment up, but that's
I know.
funny, so.
Everybody go look at Deborah Slaughter's. It's very well played.
Yeah, I'll have footage from DailyCon up. I can't tell you how hard this one was to plan. I was talking to, this time we got a DJ to do music, because it's always been a nightmare trying to do music through a crappy little speaker. And I was calling him today. I was like, can you do like just Creative Commons, no copyright music, like Cuban style music for this event, so I can actually film at it? And the DJ was like, no one's ever asked me that before. And I said, I'm kind of shocked. He said, we usually tell you to just put in there, I don't own the copyright to this music. I said, that's not how it works, dude. That's not how that works at all. All right. There's a lot of making fun of Billy. I want to just do a nice superset right here. Slay Billy from Corey B. I got a nice Viking sleigh from Kyle Weipert. John says, slay. Yes, from Cheesecake Maker. It's not Billy, it's Billy. Juan Hojo says slay. Billie Jean Queen from Josephus Comedy.
That would hit.
I'm a big fan of your new wrist flip here.
Yeah.
We got to get more action out of your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stuff as well. Sorry. It's Billy with an IE.
Ooh.
Dear Lord. Okay. Bro, everyone went super heavy on you. I got to make a sticker out of that.
One wrist flick.
You
and
flick
it's
the
game
wrist
over.
once and it's over.
Yeah.
Everybody loses their mind.
All right. Let's see. Braxter says, I find it shocking Tim has never spoken to Carlito. They're both at PCA every year. Are you nervous to go up to him, Tim? No, I'm not. I just haven't worked with Fuente up until like within the last year. Like I just recently started working with Fuente. So no, that opportunity is probably there. I've just never like gone after that. Maybe we should. Is that a get that everyone wants? Do you want, Terrence? Do you want that?
Yeah.
Terrence wants that.
Badly.
Was he there?
He's always there. Like,
No,
he does a lot.
No, I wasn't there, Billy.
he does all the stuff. Like Carlito goes on the podcast and he does the stuff, and he's like fun. He's like, so this is the thing about Carlito Fuente that I noticed. I not like before I knew much about Carlito, I just like all of the heads of the super cigar families, like the 4 or 5 generation cigar families who've been doing this stuff for 10 eons. Like it's easy to assume that these guys are maybe like business type guys or could be a little stuffy, like not the type of guys who go on and call their friends cock of the poop hole, you know, like not that guy. That's not the guy you're looking for them to be. And I'm not saying that's who Carlito is, but I'm saying Carlito seems pretty damn cool. So yeah, what are people saying, Billy?
Just still making fun of me.
Yeah, they're still making fun of you.
Just keep
Does
putting them
Billy's wife know from Jimmy Adams?
Does Billy's wife know?
Oh my gosh. Oh, Billy. From Chris B.
Oh,
Had to give that one the.
Oh gosh.
All right,
Billy,
get
put
us
some
one more
up,
comment there, Billy.
You just gotta eat it. You gotta
Wait.
eat this cheesecake.
You're
from the
gonna have to
Cheesecake
go
Factory.
through this. One little flip of the wrist. Billy looking ripped, man. From Ira Lipman.
thank you.
You're the one who chose the comments.
How'd that get out there?
Billy's like,
Oh.
what comment?
Is your Ira Lipman? Is that your burner account?
Billy's
like,
over
"Oh,
there
yeah,
texting comments on the show. I'll take this real quick. Click. Oh, look at that. I look really ripped. Oh my gosh.
Billy, do you have another comment? 1 second.
Somehow,
Give me a minute.
somehow,
Is this what takes you so long to put a comment up? You're trying to like, I'm trying to get my own comments on the screen.
I don't know how or why, but somehow, without being offensive, this show has gone further off the rails than any other show we've done.
We
Dan
still got
Elting
5
says,
minutes before the after
typical
party.
episode 369. 69.
Better than 269, yes sir.
All right. Cool. Keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. We got a few more minutes to grab onto them, but just so you guys know, this has been a colossally huge week for me. Not only, and I'm just going to give you guys a teaser here because I first of all, I want to tell you what's going on. Second of all, I want to tintillate you as much as I can.
Please
I'm
do.
not going to do a flip of the wrist. I'm just going to tintillate like this. We've got the Echo Hail here. That's here. I'm really excited about that. But also the brand new Blackbird Cactus Wren Specific Cigars Daily Edition that shall never go to the national catalog.
Oh yeah.
So I'm told. Is here. It's got the little Cigars Daily logo on the
But
box.
it also says it on the front of the box as well.
Says it on the front of the box. This is a new blend of the Cactus Wren that is in addition box pressed and uses some very select, very elite leaf in the blend.
And
so
comes
here it
with
is.
the Boveda pack. I love Jonas.
Yep, he's doing a great job. This is a great addition to the Blackbird catalog. A different Cactus Wren, a different blend using more elite leaf. And Jonas is coming to visit me the week following DailyCon to do a very special episode of Cigars Daily Live that probably won't even be on Monday night.
Whoa.
We're probably going to do our own Saturday thing together and hang out with you guys on the day. And so look at this. What a colorful lineup this
Can
is
you-
over here.
Shine the light on it, because I think the cool part about that box is the cactus in the background.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
actually a yeah. Okay, let's get it
Almost
right.
like a hidden image.
Almost. You can right
I got it. I'm getting it.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
an
there you
actual
can
cactus
see
with the bird on it. Yeah.
That there's. Well, now I'm just washing it out. This is hard to do.
That is hard.
That's what she said.
Thank you.
You beat me too.
But you can kind of see that there's a bird imprinted behind it with the sitting on top of the cactus. I mean,
That's a nice touch.
whoever the hell's doing stuff over there, and a really colorful lineup of new packaging. So this came out really great. Big fan of it. All right. Let's see. When can we buy the box? That's not what this show's about. Tommy. We can't talk about that here.
I didn't even pull that one. That
All
was
of these will be
you.
out there in the wild very soon, though. Let's see. I can talk about that on the after party, but I can't talk about it on these platforms. Dun dun dun. Billy.
Tim, this comment's been pulled up a few different times, so
Okay.
I'm only going to pull one.
Okay. This one's from Ian. Tim, who'd win in a fight, Tim or Billy? I could say what I think, and Billy can say what he thinks. But what matters is what Ryan and Terrence and what you think. Who would win in a fight? Now, this is not a wrist flipping fight. Okay.
Oh,
I
This
got
is
you
a
on that one.
proper Billy. I'm going to let you pick the medium of martial arts. Nope, I'm not going to let Billy pick that because he'd pick Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then we just
I
sweat all
think
over each
you
other.
Use your boxing, and I use my jujitsu, and then I caress you, and you try and punch me, and then we see who would win.
All right, who wins that fight?
It'd be
A
like the
punching,
early
caressing, wrist
UFC.
flipping fight. Who does?
Oh yeah, like UFC 3, where the guys
Yeah, it's early
the
UFC.
mixed martial arts guy, like, what am I doing?
You have your boxing gloves on. I have my grippers out. It's my little wrist.
My grippers,
That's what they're called, grippers.
like a crab.
No, but we're
All
not.
right.
I'm not putting Billy on the screen no more, Tim. I'm sorry, he's canceled.
Yeah. All right. Who would win in a fight between me and Billy? Go for it.
All right, let me get to the top here. 1 second.
Ryan, who do you think would win?
Well, so this would be like an MMA fight where somebody's better on the ground and somebody's better stand up. Tim would be better standing up. Billy be better on the ground, on his back.
Power bottom.
Wow. Oh my gosh. God, how do I get into the after party faster? Oh goodness. How do I
Quickening
make...
says depends on if it goes to the ground or not.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair. Terrence, would you say the same thing?
I
Sean D. Turner says Billy.
don't know. I just want to see you guys embrace each other.
Timmy reigns supreme from Locrin Black. I like that a lot. Dunbarton TNT, Dunfarton TNT. I like that a lot. That's got to be Steve Saka's secret account. That uses that for people. Tim, he's got a belt. He's a professional. First of all, I have 2 belts, and that doesn't even make me close to professional. Matt Coyne says, Tim, he has that old man strength. Thank you, Matt. And you're right. That the saying of old men is not as good as I once was, but as good once as I ever was. Billy is younger from Billy's younger, so there you go. Jason Colson says Billy. Sean D. Turner says Billy. Mark D says Billy. This is like a cold.
Wow.
Do we have to fight each other now?
This
Tim
week
outweighs
at
Billy
Daily
by a
Con.
bit. Yeah, Billy. How much,
Saturday.
should we fight each other on one of these episodes?
Please.
Yes, with those big giant boxing gloves.
Billy keeps looking for more comments that say Billy wins. Tim outweighs Billy by a bit. That's 100% true. Billy, how much do you weigh again?
Like right now, you're gonna love it. About 169.
169. So I only outweigh you by about 30 pounds. So I'm like just chopping in under 200 pounds right now. Still getting rid of that holiday weight from last Christmas. UFC style, it would be Billy Queen. I don't feel like Billy wrist flipping Tim's El Pulpo. That's hilarious.
Tim immediately taps out.
I'll say this. I have sparred with jiu-jitsu guys before. Tim broke Billy years ago from Jimmy Hager. That is true. In a standing game, I would basically, I don't know if any of you've seen Billy and I stand next to each other. Billy's a couple inches shorter than me.
I'm like 5'8".
I've got the reach advantage on you, and I would definitely use my jab to keep you. And I've done enough Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu to know how to keep you from taking me down. So my goal would be to punish you in the face with wrist flipping, flapping, slapping.
Didn't you do kickboxing for a while too?
I did kickboxing for a while.
Oh, foot to the face.
Foot to the face. All right. Sensual slaying by Billy. Okay, there's a lot here. Listen, we're going to continue this episode, but we're only going to do that on the after party. I'm still reading your guys' comments, and they're amazing. Go there to learn more about Daily Con. Go there to learn more about the Mercielago Echo Hell, and go there to learn more about the Arturo Fuente Opus X that we have tonight. And join us for more of this amazing episode with even less censorship than apparently we don't already have, because I guess we say what we want anyway. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the after party.
And live your lives.